Welcome back, everybody, to Villainy and Tea. Today, we're continuing our Parks of Kentucky series, talking about Cherokee Park. Major event just happened in Cherokee Park, which we'll cover as well. So, we're going to talk about that. So, basically, the Witch's Hat or Hogans Fountain Pavilion, and then Big Rock. So,
definitely one of the best parks in Louisville.
Definitely. So, just going to share a little bit of our journey there the other day and what it looks like right now. And hopefully when they redo some things around there, we can do an update episode.
Follow up.
So that's what we're doing today. We're going to start kind of like we did with the Bernheim Forest with just a little bit of travel footage of us getting to Hogans Fountain first, right? That's where we went first. So, do you want to say anything you want to say before we get started?
Let's go.
Let's rock. So, it pretty much starts like right there at the statue. I think once you turn like right here, it says "Welcome to Cherokee Park" right there on the right.
And this is sped up. You wasn't going that fast.
Yeah, no, that dude was biking that fast though. He's zooming. He really was moving pretty quick though for being on a bike. I don't think I could bike that
Barely
fast.
caught up to him.
But as you can see, there is a bike lane on the left. So if you're not familiar with Cherokee Park, they do a lot. It's pretty popular for walkers, runners, hikers, bikers.
Dog walking, definitely.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. So it is a little bit of a drive, but right there, pause it real quick. There on the left, you can see Hogans Fountain. And then on the right, you can see what used to be the pavilion.
R.I.P.
The Witch's Hat. So we recorded this pretty much the day after it got demolished. Or it was the day after it got demolished. We wanted to try to get there before they picked everything up. We didn't make it that day. But yeah, it's sad. A lot of memories at the Witch's Hat.
When was it? Do you know when it was created?
Yeah, we got a little bit of info on that actually. I'll pull that up here in just a second. So that's just us parking. We don't need to keep showing that. Let me just open this up real quick. I think, yeah. So there's a little bit of the site. Oh, I forgot to switch to this. It'll be fine.
Who did it live?
So yeah, there's a little bit of what's left of Hogans Pavilion or Hogans Fountain Pavilion. So the gazebo was built in 1965, and it was considered the most prominent landmark in Cherokee Park, which we keep calling it the Witch's Hat because that's what we've always known it as. It's also been called the Teepee, but it's been a pretty popular point in Cherokee Park, like the Wikipedia says. So there's a lot of information here, actually. And so the Hogans Fountain Pavilion was originally designed by Edward Jacob Shickley Jr. of Taffel Shickley Architects in 1964.
That's my favorite architect.
Mr. Shickley felt that a conical wigwam or teepee-shaped design was appropriate as it reflected Cherokee Park's Native American-derived name. So that's why they built it the way they did, and that's why it was called the teepee, I guess, for so long. And then I guess it does remind you of a witch's hat. So
it definitely does.
Or did, R.I.P. But there's a pretty cool picture of it with snow covered, but before they tore it down.
I remember, and you could go up there on a random Tuesday, Tuesday night, and there'd be people playing music. There'd be fire dancers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the whole center, I think it says in the article, the whole center is just a ring of grills. So,
oh yeah, there'd be food, like sometimes, like people just feeding people, like strangers, like, hey, here's a burger, you want a burger? Like, it was.
Yep. And you can see there was a park in the background, which you'll see in our pictures of now. A lot of that's actually fenced off. Yeah, so if you want to know more information about that, it's actually been through like several repairs and stuff. I think there was tornado damage in the 70s, and in the 90s it started really kind of going downhill. There was some back and forth on whether or not to tear it down, and then last year I think it was basically officially condemned and they put a fence around it. And then this year, 2023, they tore it down.
Yeah, if you have any memories from there, just leave it in the comments. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah. And almost anybody in Louisville probably does. So, I mean, it's just everybody knows about it. So, yeah, the dumpsters were fairly full, I think. That's probably why they stopped. And I mean, that's a lot to clean up anyways. Man. So there you can see the little bit of playground that is in the fence. There was a very small section outside the fence, but
little Timmy's on the outside crying, wishing he could go down the slide. Sad stuff.
Oh, man.
That was a good picture, bro. That was some like
Thank you.
A1 photography.
The playground was imprisoned and condemned all because of the pavilion. No, I'm sure they just needed that distance to work. But then there's actual Hogans Fountain.
More of a positive note, I guess.
Yeah, that's still there. So that's pretty cool. And something that we experienced there was also pretty cool. We saw, we were just standing there taking pictures, and two dogs, two huskies just randomly like show up and jump in the water.
Beautiful huskies. They just jump in there. They knew it was playtime. Like they just jumped in there. The owners knew what was up. It was awesome. I wish we had a video of it.
Yeah, they just jumped right in, and they said they do it all the time. They said they won't lay down in it, but they love like standing in it. And then yeah, the fountain's surrounded by these little lion heads at the bottom where the main basin drains into. It's pretty cool. It's peaceful. And I guess if you don't know much about Cherokee Park in general, it's a 409-acre municipal park located in Louisville, Kentucky, and is part of the Louisville Olmsted Parks Conservancy. So, designed in 1891. So, the park itself has been there for quite a long time. One of many that we'll be talking about here in Louisville. But there's pretty extensive Wikipedia here too. And I mean, yeah, so there's an archery range, what's a ballot field? I don't know what that is. Full court basketball.
They got it.
Bike trail, bridle trails, golf course and clubhouse, hiking, horseshoe pits. They got all kinds of stuff. So
Dog run, which I think dog run, I think leads into Hogan's Court, which is why we found the doggies like ran up to us.
Yeah. So it's a pretty cool place. And so the other main attraction there that most people know about is Big Rock. And what I find most interesting about Big Rock is the fact that you can find it on Google Maps. I think that's kind of funny. I don't know. I guess I didn't expect that. And I think, yeah, so we had to drive through the park a little bit more, but it wasn't too, I don't know what just happened.
Which we've probably been there 100 times, but get lost every time.
Every time. It's not the same if you don't get lost. Like, it's part of the experience.
We'd probably still be looking if it wasn't on Google Maps.
Absolutely. So, it's a pretty small parking lot, which is kind of unfortunate for right there, I guess. But one thing to kind of call out is the little playground that's right there as well. So, I mean, there's all kinds of playgrounds around Cherokee Park.
He called it Little Rock?
Yeah, there's a little rock right there, man, that the kids can climb. So you got Little Rock and Big Rock. And then, yeah, I mean, to actually get to Big Rock, you almost have to either go through the water Well, to get to the actual rock, you definitely have to go through the water. But to get to the little bank by it, I think there's a spot you can walk that's kind of behind that park, right? There's a little dirt trail.
2 different kind of like trails, right?
Yeah.
Or paths. I wouldn't even really call it a trail. More just like 2 different paths to it.
Yeah. So the path that we started on, we didn't go all the way there because there was quite a few people there and we didn't want to just show up and start taking pictures and stuff. But there is this pretty cool little, I guess just, I don't know what you'd call it, just this rocky area that kind of leads up and you walk that way down the little creek and, yeah, it's pretty.
It's where civilization began, dude.
Pretty neat.
That's primordial ooze type stuff.
And then Jack got a little video. So it's pretty peaceful though. It's a cool spot. Little waterfalls and again we didn't.
And there's a rope, kind of like a rope hanging off one of the higher up trees that you can kind of sling off of. And
gotcha.
Want to be safe, but it's always fun.
Yeah. Now we didn't want to actually like go take pictures of the rock and everything because there were people there, but plenty of people have posted them on Google, so you can kind of see what that looks like. You definitely it's a little bit of a climb to get on it and everything, but
and then you can climb up a little bit higher up behind the big rock, and then you get like an amazing view. I'd say it's one of the best views,
I think when I went, that's what we did more than anything is we went up to the little spot behind it and just kind of hung out up there. Is that it?
Yeah, I think
that's the top part.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely a cool spot, cool park. I'm glad that Louisville is taking measures to keep it safe and kind of restore everything, right? But it is sad to see the pavilion go.
Yeah, you miss it going, but I mean, it could have been dangerous, I guess.
And that's exactly why they did it. It was pretty bad disrepair from my understanding, so like I said, it's cool that the mayor is keeping people safe, but again, it is sad to see it go. You almost wish it could have been restored how it was, because you lose that original architecture. And actually, I know there was a news article on it because it was all over the news that they were doing the demolition and stuff. So there's actual videos of it coming down too, which for the sake of time, I guess we won't really show that. But yeah, I know a lot of people, this isn't the original article I saw, but there were a lot of people there watching it and, commenting on how they wish it could have stayed even if we had to repair it. But
well, and I mean, have they talked about what they're going to replace it with? I mean, that is
not yet. I saw some stuff where the mayor was talking about maybe saving some of the original wood and stuff to try to incorporate some of the history into it, which would be cool if anything is salvageable. It just kind of adds to the history of the location that way, at least. But no, I haven't seen anything like saying what it would.
They should just They should build a bigger witch's hat.
A bigger one.
Like that's
so witch's hat, but bigger and better.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I could get down with that. I approve that use of funds for the city of Louisville because that matters. Yeah, that was our little trip to Cherokee Park. I mean, we weren't really there too long, but you could easily spend all day there with all the activities they have. So if you're in the Louisville area or visiting, definitely recommend checking that out. And again, if you've been, leave some comments and let us know your favorite thing to do there.
Yeah, the food, and whenever you go there, the food, like it's surrounded by good food.
Oh yeah.
So like right afterwards, we went and got some Spinelli. So check out on the Ville Grillin'. We're over there checking out Spinelli's right after.
Yep. Right after, yeah, we went right to Spinelli. So because it's right there off Barstown and near the Highlands and all that. So a lot of good places, and we'll be trying to review probably a few of those in the future. We just started with Spinelli's because we love pizza. So
I think that's about it.
I think that covers it. I guess with that, we'll see you guys next time.